we all carry the blame. So let us have that unity of purpose, as the previous speakers have stated, so that we can move together and change our attitude and change the attitude of our community towards aspects of election. It is a saying, there's a grand royal challenge between the fourth estate. We have not even finished. Have we finished 6 months since the election? The grand royal or the battle royal was in the election. It occurred. It has already occurred. The battle royale was conducted on August 9th, and it was processed by the people of Kenya through the ballot, and they made the decision. So what is this battle royale you are now telling people? We can't keep on repeating that. Let us now get Kenyans to focus on the fact that elections are behind us, not even 6 months behind us. We now must move forward, and the agenda must be development. This is the message that I think even we as Vihiga leaders should be communicating to the rest of the country and to our own people. I think the heat has cooled off. Yes, I think I'm feeling better now. So, what do I request of you in our common agenda to find solutions? The first thing I request of you, apart from what I've talked about unity, is to be the bedrock for solid legislation. Solid, constructive, meaningful, and impactful legislation for our people, and in consultation with our people, so that Vihiga County can be great and Vihiga County can lead by example. You've heard our governor, who is our expert in matters environment and climate change, sending a very strong message. Let us take it seriously. So what are the 3 issues that I want to leave with you, so that when you consider legislation, let that be your quality assurance in determining whether that legislation is making sense or not making sense. The first component is growth, housing. And the legislation that you are sponsoring through a motion, is it legislation that is contributing to growth? Will it contribute to growth? And what is growth? Will it contribute to job creation? Will it contribute to the well-being of our community? Step back and reflect whether it is worth putting that motion to the assembly and making it law. Because if it has no message, no ingredient of growth, think twice. The second component is your piece of legislation anchoring and promoting equity in our community. Is it? Is it uplifting other people? Is it for the common good of our society? Is it bringing balance in the utilization of resources in our community? Is it prioritizing so that we uplift wale wa chini, the hustlers? You know them, the hustlers. Whether they are the gold miners of Mukijutu, or the people from the granite corner, wherever they are we presenting a measure of equity? If there is no equity in your piece of legislation, then ask yourself, then is it worth it? If there's no equity, take a step backwards and reflect on what you want to present. And the third aspect, is it sustainable? What you are proposing in your legislation, is it sustainable? Can it bring stability? After the initial seed money that the county government will have provided, what you are proposing, is it sustainable or is it a one-off agenda? If, again, you are coming up with legislation that is not sustainable, then take a step back and ask yourself, what can we do so that what we propose is sustainable? So I sum it up: growth, equity, sustainability. Period. That should be the rule of thumb in your legislation. Growth, equity, sustainability. Rule of thumb. If those three criteria are not being met in your legislation, then obviously it is not legislation that should see the light of day. You should go back to the drawing board and integrate the issues that I have talked about: growth, equity, sustainability. Kuhulizani? Kabisa? I think that is one way we can work together and be able to move forward. What is your vision? President Kibaki created a vision. And he didn't create it out of isolation, but through consultation. The famous Vision 2030. Vision 2030 is about to come to an end. I think it's how many years to go? 7 or so. So even as a nation, we must start thinking seriously about Vision 2060 and start preparing. So here in Vihiga, what is your vision? What is going to be our vision? The governor's vision, Musalia's vision, yourself, and who should be the vision carrier? Should I carry that vision on my back alone, or should it be us collectively carrying this as the vision carriers? So as a team, let us conceptualize what should be the vision of Vihiga County. You, where you are, how you go, how you kara. Are you planning for yourself, or are you planning for your grandchildren? Who are you planning for? What would you like to see? When God has taken us all, but He decides that He wants to give us a glimpse of what document, the one read by the speaker, but it is loaded. Very well thought out. You have summarized the development agenda of this county in, I think, 3 pages or just roughly. But it is solid, it speaks volumes. And I want to commend you because I think that is the result of very serious consultations. As the governor was saying, you must have sat somewhere. So it has come out very well. And I must admit that it's one of the best condensed memoranda that I've come across in my many years of public life. So we will take it very seriously, and it will be our blueprint as we move along and we talk. And on the politics, let us be constructive. I'm not saying that Lane and what have you, but realistic vision. Okay, you cannot be a seer beyond certain forward planning, analysis, and then you have the outlook. Yeah, outlook means no henza kuimbiri kidogo. No. Sasa hata nyinyi, I want to ask you seriously, what is your outlook when you look at 2027? Yeah? What is your outlook? Me, I'm not saying anything, but I want you to go and sit and ask yourself, what is your outlook? You see? So, you know, when you come to terms and realize, and you have to prepare accordingly, because the outlook is showing you something. Isn't it? So, you guys, what is your outlook? So that we don't, even in your outlook, is it that you're going to be the governor? Isn't it? He has won. Okay? He's there. But there are certain facts that now must make you come to terms with the reality. One, constitutionally, he cannot go for another term. Isn't it? But that does not preclude him from doing something else or going for another target. Okay? The same will hold for maybe some other people, depending on what they think and what they say. So if you know that is the outlook, of what value is it if you continue fighting Otichiro? Umedaki ndikiko kosahani yoyo. I mean, what is the value? Isn't it? Yeah, so in our outlook, let's look at the national landscape and start asking ourselves, what do you think is the reality in terms of the political outlook? I don't want to say much, but I can say it. I mean, if the political outlook is that Ruto did not have the deep state, he did not have the system, he did not have the authority, but he went and joined with the hustlers, and he defeated the system, and he defeated the deep state. Now, in your outlook, if he has the deep state and he has the system, so what is your outlook? Yeah? So if we can now give ourselves that, then let us adjust the way Mheshimiwa Mboko Milemba was saying, that some and there are some assaulting, so that we also position ourselves as a community properly, because politics, more we are organized, of allocating resources to sectors in our country. I'm sure Omolele, Otichilo, Omboko, even myself, who have had the opportunity to sit in Parliament, will tell you that the matter, at the end of the day, they talk about let's build consensus. But it reaches a stage where to deal with an issue that could not have been settled through consensus in Parliament, in the space of Parliament, people vote. So if we are not well coordinated and organized so that our numbers can be cohesive and strategic when it will come to issues about voting and allocating resources in this country, we will suffer bitterly and continuously. And therefore, the message we must also carry is that as a community of Western region, let us be cohesive, let us be strategic, so that we can contribute resources can be channeled to deal with some of the issues that are in this memorandum and many others. Ngoto kuulizana. Kuulizana kabisa. And it's important we do that. It is important. Let us also have that unity of purpose so that mambo yetu yaende vizuri. Na mimi nimejitolea kabisa kumfanyia kazi. Who had gathered at Masinde's home, Philip Masinde's home. We were his guests. I asked them one fundamental question. Can you arm me? Because you are telling me you want to meet the President of the Republic of Kenya. And you also want to invite him into this county and our region. The wherewithal, the ability, give me the ability to be able to go to him and to tell him I now have strong evidence from the community that we are one. And on that basis, we can demand for more. Kuulizana kabisa. It has to be backed by something. And the backup must come from you. Ndio sasa tuende mbele, tufurutane na wengine. Kipata hosta investor, na sisi pia tunaleta investor. Na hiyo itatokana na uwezo wetu, na nguvu zetu, na ile unity of purpose. Tusipotoshwe na siasa ambayo haina msingi ama mwelekeo kwa wakati huu. That is my simple message to you today. As I say, I am in your hands. Look at the legislation, I repeat. That will present a common good in our pieces of legislation. Speaker, with your team. Let me not belabor and go beyond that. What I can say is that this is a different county assembly. Kusema ukweli, I never had this kind of engagement with the other one. Governor, it is the truth. Yeah, I didn't. This is the first engagement of this nature. Omboko, no, you had seen. Had you seen a I think this is. And yes. And don't you think even the speaker is? I don't know whether the people of Rwanda did a good thing by telling him to come to stay with us. But he's with us. Eh? Yeah. Now, this issue, I really want to repeat, and then I introduce a few people here. I'll have to maliza. Planting my eucalyptus trees at least 30 meters away from the water catchment areas. I think it's a very serious message because the Ethiopia